Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I'm your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out at kernradio.com. You can download the Kern Radio app to your smart device and take us on all those summer vacations. You can also check us out streaming live on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search Kern Radio. Hit the follow, subscribe button and the notification bell. And every time at 2:05 in the weekdays, it'll go off and you can watch us live on YouTube. Followed up by the Ralph Bailey Show, also live on YouTube. Go follow us. We got to 100 yesterday. I think today we're up to 119, 120. Come on, guys. 119. Let's not try to, shoot the moon, but let's by the end of the show try to get to like let's try to get to 120 by the end of the show. If we can get one more subscriber. I'm not a man that likes to beg, but please go follow us. You can also find me out there on social media, JR Flores or Why Not JR. That's YWHY.not.JR. Got a great show for you lined up today. It is a Friday. What the faith Friday? That's right. On the show, we'll listen to a little bit of worship music to send you into the weekend. We'll talk about fires along the rivers, and we'll talk about solar companies closing. We'll talk about ICE raids on marijuana farms in California. We'll talk about what else is there? And I'll finally tell you who's against fantasy sports gambling in California, because they have a monopoly on it there, and they don't want anybody else to be able to gamble unless you're doing it on their lands. That's right, baby. You can. Yeah, because we're tired of it. We want gambling in California. We're degenerates. Give us our gambling.
Someone still has not been able to text in or tell me a reason why it shouldn't be a thing.
I'll tell you later in the show. Just keep listening, Chris. I'll tell you exactly why. It's never going to be. Gambling of any sorts will never be a thing in California. I'll tell you, just keep on listening. But first, we got to let's see, how do I say this? Mission complete. I believe that's what George Bush once said on a carrier in Iraq or somewhere in the Middle East. And as you can tell, the mission in the Middle East is still not complete. So it was only our favorite city councilman, Andre Gonzalez. I meant to get to this story yesterday, and I don't know. Well, I do know who listens over at KGET, but kudos to you guys for listening and picking up stories. But we were going to talk about this yesterday before we got into the whole Zach Scrivener debacle and Barbara telling us we all should move on from Zach Scrivener. So we'll move on and we'll talk about our city council meeting that was Wednesday. And Andre Gonzalez declaring that homelessness is now complete in Bakersfield. We've solved the problem and we can do away with our homeless shelter finally, and we can start scaling back because we've done a great job and we're solving the problem. So now we don't have to do anything else about it. We can start downsizing, and it's always good when, and you guys know me, I don't like to get too political, but it's always great when politicians, either side, have policies that create problems, and then they go and try to create policies to solve problems, and then they go and raise their hand and pat themselves on the back and say, look at what we've done. We figured out the problem and we solved it. Little are they aware that they are the actual problem and stand in the way of true progress and figuring out true solutions. That doesn't stop. No, what is he running for now? That's what we should change his name to. I just came up with this. He's no longer our favorite city councilman. He is now known as, what seat is he running for now? Because, you know, if Jasmeet Baines goes and tries to run for Congress, she's going to have to give up an assembly seat. And I'll run for anything. Andre, that's another good name. He's got so many nicknames. Wants to be an assemblyman, is going to go around on the He Solved Homelessness tour. He pats himself on the back so much at city council meetings that it just makes me want to vomit. But I told you, everybody was all in the hubbub about the radios. Oh, the $30 million radios, the $30 million radios. I can't believe $30 million radios. Look, they signed that deal a long time ago. They were only adding another $1 million to the contract. And I told you the contract that we needed to watch out for was the almost $8 million contract with Kern Behavioral Health, or not Kern Behavioral Health. I apologize. Another story on them later. Mercy House, who runs Brundage Lane Navigation Center. And I said, that's the contract. Even before the meeting said, that's the part you want to pay attention to. And so during the meeting, they brought up the Mercy House contract. And again, not one to ever want to take time to tout his own accomplishments and toot his own horn and pat himself on the back and take pictures at everything he could possibly show up to in front of those nice ribbons. Saw him at Elevate the other day. Whatever, Andre. Here is our city councilman declaring that homelessness has been solved in Bakersfield. So now we no longer need, or we can at least start thinking about downsizing our homeless shelter. Here's City Councilman Andre Gonzalez.
The point in time count has indicated that the number of unsheltered people has actually been reduced by 10.5% year over year. And I think it has to do in large part to the number of beds that we have created over the last few years. So I want to commend all of our service providers, certainly Mercy House, Flood Ministries, so many folks at City Hall who are working very, very hard. My question here is this. As we look at future extensions, when is it appropriate for us to begin analyzing the same service level, to continue the same service level, or perhaps consider a reduction in the number of beds over time? If we are, seeing some progress out there in prudent for us to have an honest conversation, start scaling down the number of beds and the capacity at Bill and C, so that we can then in turn save some dollars and reallocate to other pressing priorities.
Murals all over the town, or whatever pocket park Andre Gonzalez wants to set off and do, or whatever his friends think is a great idea for, the hub, some event. We have more important things to focus on. Don't you see? We solved homelessness. It's actually gone down. The unsheltered, at least, have decreased by 10.5%. And when he said that, I said, where did he get that number? Where did he get, we have reduced by 10.5%. So I had to search. Boy, do you have to search. Because I went to the Bakersfield Kern Regional Homeless Collaborative webpage and I tried to find the point in time counts. Boy, do you have to try to really, really find them. I had to go back and do a Google search, not just search point in time count results, please. Google. I go to the page and you can't even just click reports. Here they are. Look, no, you got to search to find them. And I said, where is he getting this reduction in 10%? I just don't. I understand this year we had a 4% reduction, but overall year to year, he's talking about a 10%. And then I had to go back and play it again. And I realized, he said unsheltered, which is the difference between just homelessness. See, you considered that they're now in the shelter, so 10% unsheltered have been changed. Yeah, that's going to happen when you add 500 plus beds into the county. You're going to reduce the unsheltered number. But if you start to reduce those beds, Andre, I shouldn't have to explain this to you. My God. Where are those people going to go from? Now they're going to go from being, let me see, sheltered. You took away all these beds because you've done such a great job of getting rid of homelessness altogether. But that's a nice, cute way you try to skew your number there and throw out the 10%. It's cute. But that doesn't exactly equate to we've reduced homelessness as a whole. We can do away with these beds now because we've done such a great job. You get 1 year at a 4% overall reduction. And you think you've solved the problem, and now we can go ahead and do away with the beds because the unsheltered has gone down by 10%. But again, Andre, I shouldn't have to explain to you, if you take those beds away, and you may have done a good job at moving unsheltered into sheltered, but have you done a good job in, I don't know, mitigating the flow of people into homelessness? Because whether sheltered or unsheltered, they're still homeless. And so you take away the shelter beds or you reduce capacity since you've ballooned it up to 300. Those sheltered will now become unsheltered because you've not done a good job in trying to get people into permanent housing. Where is all of these affordable housing? But no, Mr. I want to be, what is it now? State assemblyman. What was it last time? He wanted to be, what was he trying? Supervisor at one point, and then he thought about running for Vince Fong's seat, and then he thought about running for. Now he's going to go for Jasmine Bain's seat. Andre, you're lucky you're still a city councilman. Let's just all be real about it. And the only reason you are is because nobody else wants that job. You can have it. We got to get to a break. I'm going to calm down. It's Friday, for goodness sakes. Woke up this morning. The first song I heard when I got into the car. It's going to be a good day. Play that song for me. Not the hold on. Not Ice Cube, Chris. I know that's what you were thinking. Not Ice Cube. Today was a good day. That's not the one I heard. It's Forrest Frank. It's going to be a good day. Play me that. It's going to be a good day. I'll calm down. Talk about something else. What else is there to talk about? Oh, yeah, the fire that was over there off of the riverbed yesterday. They caught the people. Thank good that we got those arson investigators on the case. Oh, wait, they detained him on the scene? You mean we didn't need for? Oh, well, at least this will stop all those fires from burning now, right? He said. That's where my daughter goes, Dad, you're being sarcastic. Yeah. Mom of the Year was in court again. Tell you what happened there. Tell you about some other Parents of the Year out of Bakersfield. And we'll take your phone calls and text messages. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. You can also email me, jr@kernradio.com. You can drop a line in the chat on the YouTube. You can reach us all sorts of kinds of ways. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back. I know you got my back. That's why I'm singing that. Come on. Have a good day. Good day. Welcome back. It's the JR show. That song is for my daughter, Forrest Frank. She's always happy when Forrest Frank comes on the radio. She's a big Forrest Frank. Uh-oh, what's the Raider news behind you, Chris? What is it? What are they saying? I got to know. It's Raiders. Oh, okay. Okay. I just saw Raiders on the screen, and it's early in the season, Chris. I still have hope. It's not even week 1 yet. After that, it's just forget about it. Just forget about it. Yes. Oh yeah. No, Inside Edition showed up at court today, and other national media outlets showed up in court today. It was there. This is not just little old Bakersfield story now. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, there was some national news. Like I said, Inside Edition showed up, and other people. So, well, she's not from here. That's where we're kind of safe. She's from Porterville or Visalia. So yeah, so that's where we're clear. I'm surprised late night. Well, and it's a kid died, so it's hard to take shots at people when there's a dead child involved. So, but yeah, there was it's national headlines now, baby. 661-842-5376. We got a phone call. Who you got? Juan, you're on the JR show, my friend. What's going on? Uh-huh.
And they're saying, well, you stole this property from us and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, California used to belong to Mexico, and they stole it from the Mexicans. And mm-hmm.
It says, in the consideration of the extension required by the boundaries of the United States as defined in the 5th article of the present treaty, the government of the United States engages to pay to that of the Mexican Republic the sum of $15 million. This is 1848. Immediately after this treaty shall have been duly ratified by the government of the Mexican Republic, the sum of $3 million shall be paid to the government by that of the United States at the city of Mexico in gold or silver coins of Mexico. The remaining $12 million shall be paid in the same place and in the same coin in annual installments of $3 million, together with interest of 6% per annum. This payment shall begin to run upon the whole sum of $12 million from the day of the ratification at the present treaty by the Mexican government, and the first of the installments shall be paid at the expiration of 1 year from the same day, together with each annual installment as it falls due.
Are you telling me we paid for Mexico One? Was that what you're telling me? It doesn't sound like we stole anything if we paid for it.
That's right. From the Rio Grande River all the way up, they lost 55% territory during the Mexican-American War. And when they signed the surrender treaty, when President Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna signed the treaty on 2nd February 1848, this is what transpired. And everybody running around here like a bunch of cholos, Bakersfield,
waving their flags, talking about get out of here, ICE.
This is ours, man.
This is ours. You stole our land. How dare you?
This is the land of
I hear you, Juan. I hear you. Hey, did you hear down in Mexico City? I want to say it was this week. They were protesting. Mexico City, the residents were protesting against Americans living down there and not assimilating to the Mexican culture. They say we're not learning Spanish. They say we're waving our American flags. And I said, what? Wait a second. Oh, Juan, what a crazy mixed up world we've lived in, man.
Yeah, I think they call that his throat.
A little bit, my friend. That's the pot calling the kettle black a little bit. Hey, I got to get to a break, Juan. Thanks for calling in, brother. Thanks for listening. That's right. You can send emails to Juan no, I'm just playing. Send them to jr@kernradio.com. Come back on the other side. We got plenty to discuss locally. Stick around. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
SamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
Monday edition, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton Show. We will break down the absolute latest on President Trump's battle when it comes to tariffs with other countries and the latest on the pursuit of peace in the Middle East. We will dive into the ongoing battle surrounding what's going to happen with the Epstein files, all that and more. Monday edition of Clay Travis, Buck Sexton Show.
Live 9 to noon, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Only you can solve
Welcome back. My boy Djokovic lost this morning, man. I was disappointed in that. I was hoping Djokovic was going to pull that off.
One of my favorite quotes from any movie.
Uh-huh.
I should say it right now.
Okay.
Sucks to you, nerd.
What is that anyway? What do you mean?
I was going to say.
I know you are. Yeah, I was.
Keep buying lunch.
Djokovic could have beat Alcaraz, whatever his name is. He could have.
Oh, he's lost his step.
I know, but he's old and these young bucks are coming up behind him. But you know why he's my boy, though? The only reason I cheer for Djokovic. Nope. Well, that was cool too, but no. It's the shoes. It's all in the shoes. It's the croc right there. See that little croc on the shoes? He's Lacoste all day, every day. My boy comes out in the Lacoste jumpsuit, and I'm just like, see, that's money right. That's my guy right there. He's stylish. I don't care if you win. As long as you come in looking good, you go out looking good, it's all good, baby. We were talking, Juan had called in and mentioned immigration in Mexico and how it's funny that people say we stole the Mexican land, but we actually paid for it. And then I told him how they were protesting in Mexico City. If you don't believe me, look it up. It's true. It really is. They were protesting in Mexico City because they're upset that Americans aren't assimilating when they move down there. They're not. We're not learning the culture. We refuse to learn Spanish, and I thought that was funny. Well, yesterday, and I don't know if you remember, Chris, when we were in the room and there was an ice raid. We were watching Fox, and there was an ice raid going on, and we couldn't tell where. And there was this huge farm, and I'm like, man, that's a big farm. Where is this? What is going on? And I don't know if this is the same one that we saw on TV yesterday or not, but apparently ICE raided 2 marijuana farms in California yesterday. And usually I would frown on that and say, hey, watch it now. Don't mess with my supply and demand here, baby. Hold on a second. I understand that. But you said farmers were okay, and these are farmers. They're farming, all right. They are farming. Well, Governor Newsom, I told you he's been in South Carolina the last 2 days campaigning to be president. And every once in a while, he tries to act like he's governor, more so on his podcast when he's acting like he's the tough governor, or when he's in front of a camera, or when somebody is posting for him on social media. He likes to post on X a lot. And he posted on X about the raids on the marijuana farms from ICE. And I almost wanted to support him for a little bit. Like, hey, I got your back on this one, Governor. He said, Trump calls me new scum, but he's the real scum. And you kind of say, yeah, that's messed up. All these ICE agents are coming in and they're taking away innocent people. And how dare they? My compa's been here for 20 years. For those of you, compa is it's a Hispanic term for somebody. That's my brother. That's my compadre. That's my co-father. That's my. Anyways, but then to come to find out, while ICE was raiding the place, they found 10 minors. And now this place is being investigated for child labor laws because they had illegal minors working at their facility. But yes, Trump is the scum. Maybe, Gavin, Mr. Governor, Mr. Wannabe President, if your state did a better job at handling their immigration system and not telling everybody, hey, we're a sanctuary state. Not only that, we'll give you free everything. Not only that, hey, all you farmers, when you hire illegal labor, we'll just look the other way. Even apparently if it's minors. So if you're okay with coyotes transporting minors over the border to work on farms illegally, then California is the place for you. Human trafficking is okay in California. That's what you're saying. What's up, Pop? What you want?
Sorry.
What you got? What you need? Ralph Bailey, everybody.
Hey, buddy.
Ralph Bailey. Oh, your coffee mug. Yeah, you left that in here a little earlier. Did you like the mints? I added the mints to the table for guests. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I thought it was for my hoobah.
Well, you know, I don't. That's why I don't share a mic with him. Or Scott, for that matter. Should see Scott's mic. My God. But really, that's what they discovered, and that's what I don't get about people defending or being upset with ICE. You sit here, you can't get me to believe that every single person they're rounding up is some innocent person that's been here for 20 years and is not a problem. Now, does it happen? Sure. And I've given you my argument about, well, if you've been here for 20 years, what you been waiting for? If you put both of your sons into the Marines to fight for this country, why couldn't you fill out some paperwork and go through the process? Now, all of a sudden, I got to find some pathway forward for your lazy ass that couldn't get down to the immigration office to sign some paperwork to begin the process of becoming an American citizen. But go ahead and keep defending. Like, oh, it's just innocent people. Yeah, it is. Apparently, it's innocent minors being used on farms, being used in God knows what conditions, ending up who knows where. 10 minors found on a marijuana farm in California, illegal immigrants. But next time you see ICE, go ahead and get mad at them. Next time you see ICE, there was protesters. If it's the same video that I was watching in the newsroom yesterday. Protesters protesting. I'm the one that's wrong. 661, you can send all emails to JR@Kern Radio or just text the show 661-842-5376. Do we have any text messages, sir? What do you got?
No more homeless,
Unhoused, yes. We remember we've talked about this the other day. What was it that we were speaking of? That we've changed the name of things. We've changed terms, that we're no longer calling things what they really are. Like, it makes a difference. What else you got?
JR, so let me get this straight.
Yep.
The U.S. bought this land from Mexico
Mhm.
and stole from the Native Americans?
Now that's a whole different story. Yes, but they did buy the land from Mexico. Now there was a war, and it's my understanding in war, when you lose, you lose. And you sign treaties and you sign stuff over, and heck, apparently you even get paid for some of it. So yeah, we bought the land from Mexico. Now, if you want to get into the Native Americans, I guess that's a whole different story. So I don't know, but don't get me started on Native Americans, because then we'll go into the whole gambling in California thing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's why we'll never have legal gambling of any kind in California. It's true though. Why else would we not? Because these tribes that have land all up and down California, Eagle Mountain Casino. What's the other one? Tachi. Go down south. They're building the Hard Rock right here. No, do you think those tribes want you to be able to get on your smart device and gamble from the luxury of your own home? No, they want you to come into their establishment and put your money in their machines. And so if we can restrict you in California from doing that, boy, we're going to. And they've got lots of money because they have a monopoly. The tribes in California have a monopoly on gambling. And so all that money then goes into special interest and then it ships it right up to Sacramento and says, hey guys, Mr. Bonta, this ain't cool. We got to shut this factory down. They're cutting into our revenue over here. People ain't coming in the door to play the cards because they're on their phones betting on highs and lows and overs and unders. That's why you're never going to have legal gambling in California. They'll because they put it to the vote, but boy, will they run a campaign against it. They'll pump a bunch of money into a campaign telling you how bad it's going to be for you, and your husband's going to run off and leave you with a gambling debt. But little do they care if that same husband comes into the resort and spends that same exact mortgage in one of their games. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. That is the number. One more text messages, sir, before we get to a break. What do you got?
There was another fire this morning at the riverbed.
What? But they arrested the guy. Our arsonist is no longer on the streets. They're arresting him. There's been a fire in that riverbed every other day. I was leaving a place a week ago and I saw it in the riverbed. And then another one yesterday, and apparently another one this morning. And the only reason that it's catching attention and the only reason that they're going to do something about it is because it's moving west. And once it passed over the bridge on Oak Street, we got to shut it down. Oh, it can go to the east all it wants to. Once you cross on the bike trail, if you go and you pass and you get through, what is that? Yokits, and then what's the other one down? It's Yokits, and then the other park down here. But once you get past that on Truxton and you go under the bridge and you start heading east on the bike trail, forget about it. But nobody cares. But if you start lighting fires down here near Yokits and you start lighting fires, especially down by the Riverwalk, well, we can't have that. Some people might see. What would they think? It's only when it's in the nice neighborhood does it start to become a problem. We got to get to a break. We'll come back, read more of your text messages. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. It's the JR Show. It's Friday. Try to end on a happy note. No, I don't think I have anything happy on the paper. A solar company here in town is not closing, but pausing its business. We'll tell you the reasons they gave why and the reasons why I really think so. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back. You guys want to see my little Jesus? Little Jesus, oh, save me, Jesus. Let's get a shot of Chris. I hear you, Jeff. I'm sorry. I'll try not to pause as much. I was going to get a shot of Chris. Look at Chris coming in the door. Just having fun. Focus. Focus.
I know. I was doing the same thing yesterday. My video on EBS is like,
see, this is what I see. In case you guys are wondering, that's what I see. So Chris is usually sitting right there. And that's what I get to watch behind him. So if you ever say, what's on the TV behind you? That's the TV behind Chris. Usually it's on the news channel, but right now it's on ESPN apparently. Because we were watching the tennis game this morning. Let's go. It's Friday.
And AM 1180 KERN. Now back to the JR Show.
There's an awesome God he reigns from heaven above. In power and awesome grace. There's an awesome God. God is an awesome God. He reigns with power and above, with wisdom, power, and all. Our God is an awesome God. That's right. See, that feels good just to be. It's a Friday. Let's just try to relax. But I'll kill that right now. One more thing on this immigration, and then I'll stop. I promise. Because you guys are like, leave these poor people alone. Leave these poor people alone. They're just trying to make a living. They're just trying to be good people in America. Just why don't you leave these poor people alone? And you don't realize these poor people are being taken advantage of. Like, does that not matter to you that these poor people are being exploited? But no, that doesn't matter to you. You think the good thing, just like the person living on the streets with a crazy problem, that's compassion. Leave them in the situation that they're in, please. And yes, while that might be better than what they've come from, is it? Good is relative. Better is relative to the situation you were in. That doesn't make it. That doesn't mean it's how it's supposed to be. Just because it's it's better than what. That's a low bar. Minors found that, and that wasn't the headline. That wasn't the headline. 10 minors found on a marijuana farm. 10 minors with illegal immigration status found on a marijuana farm. No, that wasn't, or rescued from a marijuana farm. That wasn't the headline. The headline was ICE raids marijuana farm in California. Newsom upset. And then way down does it say, oh yeah, by the way, 10 minors were found. Say what? I'll stop now. We're going to the weekend. I'll let you guys finish the show. 661-842-KERN. What do you got on the board, Chris? Be nice. I know. Trying to figure out who that was because they said be nice. I'm listening. Sorry, what did they say after that? I was like, wait, be nice. I'm listening. And I was like, that's my daughter. And then it was like, wait. That's too much for an 8-year-old. Yeah, too much. Oh, well, I mean, she's good, but she's not that good. Come on, she's 8. What did they say?
They need to put money into helping these people become proactive citizens and with the capability of holding.
Who are we talking about? Homelessness?
I'm sorry, the unhoused.
The unhoused, yes. No, I agree, but I feel like we've thrown so much money at the wrong things. When we talked to Sharice Grell, the executive director of City Serve Kern County, and the opening of the Elevate Apartments and how they're doing things over there, that I mean, yes, we do need to invest. I don't know if government exactly needs to be the one that's doing the job, because to be honest, how many of us all have a trust that government can do the job? 661-842-K. And again, tell me who you are. I'll be nice if you say who you are, that you're listening. What else you have?
People of Mexico are protesting the Americanization of Mexico. They do not want Starbucks in Mexico.
Because I react and I'm getting better at filtering my mouth. I have funny jokes sometimes when people say stuff like that, and I say things like, "Well, I don't want a Taco Bell here." No, but see, and then I get a reaction from Chris, and I go, "It's a joke. I'm joking. I love Mexican food." I don't think that's what they were protesting, though. Why? Mexican food, I know. It's the way that's my insults are very, very layered, Chris. You have to, yes, there's layers to my madness. You have to. Like I said, I make sure I'm insulting everybody. I'm not racist. I'm an equal opportunist hater. I think you're all equally as worthless as everybody else. That's just my opinion. And I fall in. I don't think I'm better than you just because they gave me a microphone and paid me. That doesn't make me anything. Trust me, I know. My daughter checks me every single day. Let's get one more before we get out of here for the weekend. That's all we have. You guys, there is a free skate thing going on at the ice rink this weekend. Who'd they partner with on that? I want to give credit to where credit is due. Somebody partnered with them, and there'll be a free skate session, free public skate session going on this weekend at the ice center. So get in for that. What else is going on? Walmart, watch out, you guys. Walmart is recalling some of the Ozark water bottles that you guys might have. For those of us that can't afford Stanley's, and this Yeti was a gift. And you get the Ozarks instead, there's a recall. It's gotten so bad, apparently 2 people have gone blind. I shouldn't laugh. But if I'm going to take my chances of drinking something that's going to cause me to go blind, I'm thinking moonshine. I'm thinking moonshine, not water out of an Ozark Walmart container. So if you have an Ozark container that you've bought recently from Walmart, you might want to think twice about drinking out of that one. Get yourself a Yeti. No, I don't get paid to say that, but it's in front of me and I have one. My daughter has a Stanley because, like I was talking with my cousins the other night, somehow all of our kids became bougie. Spoiled ass kids. I like my Yeti too. That doesn't mean my daughter's got to walk around with an $80 freaking Stanley. Hey, you guys be good to each other out there. If you can't find somebody that's good, be the person that's good. I got to get out of here. Lily, Dad loves you. All right, you guys. Have a good weekend. I love you. If you see me out, come say hi.